There's definitely times when I regret buying a DCT car. It's really fun to drive this. Welcome to the 2008 BMW M3. Yes, I know, you've seen lots of M3s on the channel. This one has a manual transmission and a full Akrapovic exhaust. My butt is shaking. This exhaust changes the car completely. We're currently on the Michelin Pilot Super Sports, so I've got a little bit of handling that I don't have in my current setup on my winters, so it's nice to drive an M3 on sticky tires again. But as you know, I've been looking for my next exhaust, because I would like my engine to sound a little more like this. When I drove Coderman's car, you probably noticed that it was super duper loud, and it was too loud. What I like about the Akrapovic exhaust is that it's racy, it's outrageous, it's exotic, but it also isn't like earth-shattering when you're just cruising. And there's no need to have a valve on it. I think valved exhausts are fun, and it's like a cool party trick, but at the same time, I also think it's a little bit silly because I just want my exhaust to be good all the time. I don't want to have like a min and max binary option. I just want it to be, and this is. Behind me is the Tesla 100D. There's no way I'm getting away from that. This steering wheel is like the aftermarket racy steering wheel. It's not hooked up, but I've got the nice Alcantara, so at least I get the feeling of what this would be like. Got the buttons here, which would change the display up top, and this would be shift lights if this was set up properly. I'm gonna have to ask the owner about this shifter because it feels pretty low. I'm curious if this is a short shifter. And one of the reasons why this is interesting to me is because it feels really low, which would be fine, but because I've got this center console right here, it makes it a little tricky to actually like reach. So I feel like I'm propped up here and I've got to reach here. You know, just a little bit of ergonomic awkwardness, but we'll do our best. We've got an 8,000 RPM redline to enjoy. RPMs in this car sound really good. It's nice when you can have a car that you can just leave in second gear and wind out. Traction is somewhat limited because it's really under 40 degrees right now. We're doing our best to be gentle on it, not just spin tires. Always respect the cyclists. A lot of them are also motorists.
He's respecting the drive, I see him.
Sometimes when I drive a car with a loud exhaust, I drive differently because I just want to hear it, and I don't know how much I like that. That does bother me a little bit. I think this kind of gives you that middle of the road where it's loud, it's exciting, it's racy, but it's not so obnoxious that you need to be a jerk about it. The thing about BMW transmissions is they never quite feel like you can slam gears. You really shouldn't be slamming gears in a BMW. It's not a Camaro. But it is a little annoying because you want to be able to do that. It's a racy car, but you always feel like you have to be a little bit more ginger with it and like let it hit that neutral before you slam into the next gear. Otherwise, they start to get a little crunchy. Pulling really strong. I'm not sure if it's tuned, but it feels good. It feels really good. And like any M3 trip, it ends at the gas station. So the car's not tuned, but the difference this makes without primary cats is astronomical. So it basically feels like it has as much power as my car does with the tune with just deleting the primary cats. You get about 30 to 40 horsepower out of that when you do delete the primary and secondary cats. So that's why this car pulls so ridiculously hard.